Hello and welcome from the library. In order to use the library databases, it's important to understand some database search techniques. There are three techniques that I believe everyone should know. Those are Boolean operators, truncation, and phrase searching. Those three will go a long way for helping you to find the content you need. However, some of our databases have singular search boxes. In that case, it's important to understand the concept of nesting. And some of you may want to go a bit further and use some advanced techniques like proximity operators and wildcards. When we enter search terms into the database, we connect those terms using Boolean operators. They are and, or, and not. When we're searching for the article literature tends to be very focused, so that we're not looking for broad information on cyberbullying. We're looking for an aspect of cyberbullying, in this case, gaming. So when I combine these two concepts together with the Boolean and, it will narrow and focus my search. So I'm combining two different concepts with an and to get a manageable result. As a result, both of those search terms must be in the article. So cyberbullying runs a search, looks at the universe of articles out there, runs a search for gaming, and searches the universe of articles in that database out there. And then the result set is that intersection, the shaded area in the middle. I use the Boolean operator OR to combine synonyms or related terms. While I might call it cyberbullying, a related term might be online harassment. If I want to broaden my search, I combine these two search terms together with an OR. As a result, it's going to increase my result set because within those results, each of them must contain at least one of those search terms. And it might include both, because you can see that the intersecting area is also shaded, but it would be all of those articles in both of those universes. I use the Boolean not when I want to exclude a search term from my result set. So if I'm looking at cyberbullying but not social media, articles that are about cyberbullying but contain the search term social media would be excluded. But keep in mind, articles often have multiple concepts being discussed. So cyberbullying, not social media, that also talks about cyberbullying in relation to, say, email, would also be excluded because it talks about both concepts. One you might want, the other you don't want. So use it judiciously. I often use this if a word has different connotations. So something like boxers. Boxers could be dogs. Boxers could be athletes. Boxers, not dogs. Boxers, not athletes or not sports. Something like that would exclude a certain amount of results from a database. This might be most useful when you're searching a multidisciplinary database that indexes content from journals from a variety of disciplines, but less helpful in a database that is subject specific. So it's just one tool in your toolkit. My second essential technique is truncation. If we take the base of a word, it will look for variable word endings if we use a truncation symbol after the root of a word. So cyberbull with an asterisk at the end would retrieve cyberbully, cyberbullies, cyberbullying, cyberbullied. You can see how that would grow a search within the database, and it's very effective. The asterisk is the most common symbol used, but this does vary with different databases. All of our EBSCO databases, of which there are many, use the asterisk. And you'll know their EBSCO by their EBSCO logo. EBSCO is the vendor, not the actual database. So Academic Search Ultimate, Business Source, CINAHL, they're all EBSCO databases. When you use some of our other databases, you might need to look to the help section or ask a librarian for assistance. My third most essential technique is phrase searching. Phrase searching is also known as adjacency searching because it finds the terms you enter adjacent to one another as a unit. So massively multiplayer online games will look for that exactly within the database as a unit. I also use this when I'm entering in an acronym such as MMOG. This is very useful so that it prevents the database from looking for each word separately, because some databases will look for those terms in varied spots within the record, even if you don't use the Boolean AND directly. So sometimes it's by default built in. This will help you find your words adjacent to one another. You'll find as you search the databases that using an advanced search is to your benefit. Advanced isn't harder, it actually helps you keep your ands and your ors organized so that they run properly. But not every database has one. So while the advanced search might be doing the nesting behind the scenes for you, it's important to understand this concept, particularly with those single search boxes. What nesting does is it prioritizes the order in which the operators are used. Each database has its own natural order of operations. In the EBSCO databases, AND takes precedence over OR. And that's common, and again, like the asterisk for its truncation, you do need to double check the database help section or a librarian if you're not familiar with the particular database. However, knowing that many of ours take precedence and over OR, I'll use this to demonstrate. If I were to search the terms music or art and therapy, the database would automatically run art and therapy first, even though it comes later in our string of words, because AND takes precedence. If I want to change that natural order, what I need to do is put parentheses around the terms that are ORed together. So music or art around parentheses would run first, and then it would AND in that universe of articles on therapy. So this is an important feature, whether you actually need to do it manually or just to understand what's happening behind the scenes within the database. A little more advanced in our searching, we might want to use some wildcards. Say, for example, we have a variant spelling or missing characters that we want substituted. A symbol can stand in for one of the letters. So, for example, the word behavior can be spelled different ways in different cultures. In the UK, we see it V-I-O-U-R. In the US, we see it I-O-R. But we're looking for that concept of behavior, and we're trying to expand our search to gather as much as we can. We might want to go ahead and use one of these wildcards. So if I put the hashtag in, which is what I use for my EBSCO database for variant spellings, it would look for behavior with either spelling. And that can be useful. A proximity operator helps you to find one word or phrase in relation to another word or phrase by stating the number of words between them. The first one I'm going to talk about is near, so that if I'm looking for game or a truncated version of game near the word online, when I put the N5, that's going to look for it within 5 words of one another. So game N5 online will find games played online or online gaming. And you'll notice that with near that the word order doesn't matter, so that I can go both ways. And this is very effective, particularly if a concept isn't easily represented by a phrase or a singular word. Therefore, it makes sense to try to find those search terms within the same sentence. And a distance of 5 words apart is a norm, a default, because usually 5 words apart means you'll find it within the same sentence. That number, though, the distance, can be variable. The within operator works similarly, except in this case the word order does matter. So game W5 online will find games played online. It won't find online gaming for you. Depending on whether word order matters can help you decide between using near and within. And that demonstration is how proximity operators work in the EBSCO databases. If you're using other databases, consult the help section or a librarian. This concludes our overview on database search techniques. I'm sure you'll find them very helpful when searching the article databases. Remember, it takes time and practice, but with these techniques, you should have success.